Have you ever wondered why, after a year, 2 years, or even 5 years have passed, just a sudden rain, an old song playing, or accidentally seeing someone's wedding photo, your chest aches and tears well up again? Do you feel weak when you still cry over an old story? Friends say, be strong, it's over. Family says, move on, why keep thinking about it? You also torment yourself. Why can't I forget? But you know the problem is not that you are weak or lovesick. The real problem, much deeper, is you're not crying because of the divorce, you're crying because of the movie about the divorce that you are still replaying in your mind every day. It's a movie where you're the director, the main actor, and the only audience. A slow-motion movie about mistakes, betrayals, broken promises, and failed family dreams. You know every line, every angle, every tragic note by heart. And as long as the movie keeps playing, you'll cry. In this video, I'm not here to tell you to forget it. I'm here to help you find the remote, press pause on that tragic movie, and hand you a pen to write a completely new script. A script where you're no longer the victim, but the hero of your own story. Keep watching, because the new chapter of your life could be starting in just a few minutes. To end a story, we must first understand why it haunts us so much. The human mind is not like a computer, which can easily select a file and press delete. The mind is a master storyteller, and it is stuck in your divorce story for the following 3 core psychological reasons. First, it is the death of identity. Before the divorce, a huge part of you was identified as someone's spouse, as half of a complete family. The divorce not only takes away your spouse, it cruelly rips away that mental identity card of yours. You suddenly feel lost, not knowing who you are anymore. And when you feel lost in the present, the mind instinctively turns to the past, the only place it still recognizes itself. Crying over the old story is actually an unconscious attempt to hold on to the lost identity. You're not crying for your ex, you're crying for a part of yourself that died. Second, there is the loop of unanswered questions. Why did she do that? If only I had said something different that day. Where was my fault? Our brains hate being left hanging. They crave closure, a complete explanation. But in most divorces, those explanations never exist. The truth is often chaotic, multidimensional, and painful. Because it can't find answers outside, the brain starts creating a trial in its mind. It constantly retrials the case, replaying the evidence, the dialogue, hoping to find some truth. This process is extremely tiring, and it keeps your wounds from ever healing. Every time you cry, that trial is opened again. Third, and most importantly, is the victim story trap. This is the most subtle trap. When we are hurt, we tend to construct a story in which we are the pitiful victim, and the other person is the evil villain. This story initially protects us. It helps us receive sympathy from others. It rationalizes our pain. But in the long run, it becomes a prison that imprisons us. When you constantly tell the story of being a victim, you're inadvertently giving all the power to the past. You convince yourself that your happiness was destroyed by someone else, and you are powerless to rebuild it. Tears at this point are no longer a release. They are a manifestation of the powerlessness that you have imposed on yourself. Look at 2 real-life examples I've witnessed. Ms. Mai, a client of mine, was still in pain after 3 years of divorce. Every time she met her friends, she told them how bad her ex-husband was, how much she had sacrificed. Her story always stopped at the day she was left behind. She was the perfect victim in her own tragedy. On the contrary, Mr. Tuan also divorced for a similar reason. At first, he also struggled, but then he started to change his story. Instead of saying, she ruined my life, he started to say, that marriage taught me what I really needed in a partner. Instead of saying, I lost everything, he said, I was given a chance to start over, to build a life for myself. He did not deny the pain, but he turned it from a full stop into a comma, a turning point in his life script. Mr. Tuan went from being a victim to a hero who found himself. What is the lesson? The same event, but with 2 different stories, will create 2 different lives. As long as you play the victim in the old story, you will cry. But as soon as you decide to pick up the pen and write a new role for yourself, the role of a survivor, a learner, a person on a journey of rebirth, the magic begins. The psychological method here is not memory erasure, but narrative reconstruction. You need to become a conscious screenwriter. Look back at the old movie and ask yourself, Can I tell this story in a different way, a way that empowers me instead of taking it away? The answer is always yes. So we have been on a journey together deep into your mind to understand that your tears are not a sign of weakness, but the echoes of an old story that has not yet been told. It is a story of lost identity, of unanswered questions, and of the role of victim that you have unwittingly played for too long. But today, in this very moment, I want you to know that you have the power to close the curtain on that tragic drama. The past is a place to learn from, not a place to dwell in. Pain is a part of life, but continued suffering is a choice. The choice is in the story you tell. Don't try to forget, learn to remember differently. Remember that marriage as a chapter you have read, a chapter that taught you invaluable lessons about yourself, about love, and about what you truly deserve. Remember the pain as a fire that has tempered you to become stronger and brighter. The pen is in your hand. The new script will not be written by itself. You have to be the one to write the first lines. Maybe the first line will be Chapter 1, Rebirth. I was broken, but from those broken pieces I rebuilt a version of myself that is more brilliant than before. This journey is not easy, but it is completely worth it. Because the reward is not just stopping crying, but finding a smile again, finding peace again, and finding the person you were born to be. If you feel that these words touched a corner of your heart, if it lit a small ray of hope in you, give me a like to let me know that we are on the same frequency. And more importantly, use the comments section below to write the first sentence for the new chapter of your life. It can be a word, a sentence, a goal. For example, my new chapter is called Freedom, or I will start learning yoga. Write it down as a commitment to yourself. Finally, hit the subscribe button, because on this journey of rewriting the script of life, you will not have to go alone. I will be here, turning each new page with you. Thank you for listening.